Ciao, y'all. Today we're going to cover the 5 pasta laws and which ones you can bend and which ones you can flat out break. You hear all the time, if you watch any Italian YouTubers especially, they're going to give you all these rules and laws. And there's all these, some of them are superstition and some of them are actually for real. And we need to know which ones are which and then why they exist and how they apply to you and me. So the first one that we're going to go over, number 1, no chicken on pasta. If you haven't heard this one, I'm shocked. This is a big thing I hear all the time. No chicken on pasta. Why not? Why can't we have chicken on pasta? We can have beef on pasta. We can have pork on pasta. We can have shrimp on pasta, seafood. Why can't we have chicken on pasta? Here's what they're actually talking about. Here in the United States, you will see dishes like chicken Alfredo, where you have a bowl of pasta and they just drop a chunk of chicken on top, or maybe sliced up chicken, just sitting on top of that. The chicken's not part of the sauce. For Italians and Italian Americans like myself, we don't eat a piece of meat sitting on top of pasta. That's never how we do that. Chicken can be in your pasta sauce. It can be part of it. Like, think of it like a chicken ragu. So you see things like that, the very viral Marry Me chicken. There are versions of it where the chicken is mixed into pasta. The sauce and everything is just the pasta is mixed in and it's good. So you can have little chunks of chicken, shredded chicken, however you like that, where the chicken is cooked in the sauce as part of the sauce. And it's like a ragu. Another really popular dish, this is a dish from, I think, from upstate New York called chicken riggies. Really delicious dish. Basically, it's chicken and rigatoni with bell peppers, and it's in a nice, lovely sauce. I think it's a little bit of a tomatoey cream sauce, something like that. I'm not a super expert on chicken riggies, but I've had it. It's really good. Again, the chicken's mixed in there. But if you make yourself a little plate of pasta and then you just drop a piece of chicken on top of it, you're going to get the ire of Italians everywhere. And that's sort of for a reason. If you're sitting here trying to cut into a piece of chicken or any piece of meat, this goes with meat, like meatballs, putting your meatballs on top of your spaghetti. Now you're trying to cut into the meatball. You're either smushing your pasta, making it move all over the place. You're cutting into the pasta too. It's just a mess, and it's just not any kind of a civilized way to eat pasta. So no chicken on pasta. Let's just call that no big chunk of meat on your pasta. It's okay to have it mixed in and have it as part of a ragu. So as long as you think of it like that, I think you're okay. And as far as how Italians feel about it being chicken of all things, remember, Italians don't own pasta. You can make your pasta any way you want. You can put whatever in it you want. Just remember that the idea of pasta is that pasta is supposed to be the star, and then whatever else that's in there is a dressing. So again, Italians don't own pasta, but what they do own are certain trademarks on some specific Italian dishes. So this is where you also really aggravate Italians. You've probably heard many, many times, law number 2, no cream in carbonara. So why don't we put cream in carbonara? Because then it's not carbonara. And yes, if you have heard already that there's a few YouTubers out there that are sharing the history of pasta carbonara, and we know that at least one recipe had cream in it. So carbonara is a chef's dish. Nowadays, going way back, they kind of believe that it might have been the dish of coal miners. So it was a very simple dish, but and probably was just made of like eggs and pasta. It was something my dad used to make all the time. He didn't call it carbonara, but he just mixed pasta with some fresh eggs and cheese, and we ate that, and it was delicious. But yeah, this thing has gone through several iterations in restaurants and chefed up and changed. The modern carbonara is not the old school carbonara, and that's okay. And if you want to make the same dish at home and put cream in it, no one cares. It's okay. Now, if you own a restaurant though, and you're making that as a dish, don't call it carbonara. It's not carbonara anymore. And my dad used to make it, and he would put, he used bacon, like American bacon, and peas in his. And again, that's not, adding some other things into your carbonara isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But as soon as you make the sauce different, like if you make it with cream instead of with egg yolks or eggs, whole eggs, then it's not really carbonara anymore. So just don't call it that. Call it anything else and you're fine. But again, if you want to have a dish like that with cream in it, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I like cream. Very few Italian dishes, if any, I can't think of a single one off the top of my head that actually has cream in it. Maybe some desserts. Yeah, if you like cream on your pasta, I do. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that it's not carbonara anymore. And same thing with Alfredo. If you put cream in it, it's not Alfredo. Alfredo is a very singular dish from a single restaurant in a single city in all of the world. And so you make it differently. It's not that dish anymore. Also, another thing about carbonara is that they kind of want to keep you pigeonholed into two pasta shapes for this: spaghetti or rigatoni. Now, I find this really interesting because spaghetti and rigatoni have nothing in common, right? So I don't understand why spaghetti's okay and rigatoni's okay, but everything in between is not. Doesn't make any sense to me. Have your carbonara on whatever shape pasta you want it on. Keep in mind there's certain shapes that are better for certain types of sauce. Like, I don't know how it'd be on orzo, but it'd probably be good on, definitely would be fine on ziti or penne. So I don't think there's anything wrong with switching up your pastas. So, which kind of brings us to rule number 4, as we're talking about spaghetti. Rule number 4 is no breaking your spaghetti. Okay, now this is a legit rule, and I'm going to explain why we don't break spaghetti or any other long noodles. Those long noodles are already cut to the perfect size. And the reason that you don't want to break them is because then it's impossible to eat it with a fork, because the idea of long noodles is you're supposed to twirl it with a fork. And I've tried this. You'll see that I had some spaghetti that I tried breaking, and I tried to twirl it with a fork. Does not work. It just kind of springs out everywhere. So don't break your spaghetti. Please don't do that. There's no good comes of it. You end up having to eat it with a spoon, which kind of rolls us into rule number 4, no eating pasta with a spoon. Now, when you talk about eating something like spaghetti or fettuccine with a spoon, what most people are talking about is using your spoon to help you twirl the pasta. I'm gonna say right now, I don't really care who doesn't like that. If you did not grow up eating pasta, if you haven't been twirling spaghetti since you were 2 years old like I have, then yeah, it's going to be difficult. I understand that. I remember having to teach my kids how to do it. It's a hard thing to learn if you don't already know how to do it. So if you want to use a spoon to help you twirl your pasta, we would way rather see you do that than breaking spaghetti or cutting it up with a fork. Like, don't do any of that stuff. Just use the spoon. It's okay to use the spoon. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, very few Americans really know how to use chopsticks. Is there something wrong with using a fork if you don't know how to use chopsticks? No, there's not. And there's nothing wrong with using the spoon to twirl your spaghetti. Just don't actually eat your pasta with a spoon. And then finally, I just want to go over rule number 5. This is, this is a fun rule. This is the most legit rule of all the rules. I gave you ways you can bend rules, ways you can break rules. This one is pretty much dead set. And that is number 5, no rinsing your pasta. Don't ever serve dead pasta. Don't rinse your pasta. You want the starch and the starchy water still attached to your pasta. What you always want to do, and I talked about this in the ragu video, is you always want to put your sauce, your pasta, into your sauce. So you don't want to serve some dead rinsed pasta and then put a sauce on top of it. I know a lot of restaurants do that, and a lot of people like to do that, like, because they think it looks nice. First of all, it doesn't, because you see the dead pasta underneath it. So it really doesn't look nice. And then also, you've lost the whole point of having pasta. You want to take the pasta with the starchy water, mix it into the hot sauce, toss it, and then enjoy that as the sauce and the pasta water and the pasta themselves, they all marry, and that sauce gets absorbed into the pasta, and that's what keeps the pasta from sticking together. You don't have to worry about that if you're doing this correctly. So I'm going to stand by no rinsing pasta, with one possible exception if you're going to make pasta salad. So if you're going to make a cold pasta salad, maybe then I still don't rinse it. I have my pasta dressing ready, and then I toss it in the dressing, and then even that gets absorbed into my pasta. So even then, I still wouldn't rinse pasta, but that would be the one time I think, you know, if you were uncomfortable with that, maybe, I don't know. I don't rinse pasta for any reason, but generally speaking, don't rinse your pasta. It's not just bad etiquette, but it's going to make your pasta limp and gummy and sticky, and it's not going to taste good, and you're not going to have the sauce mixed in it. So that's my big one. Number 5, don't rinse pasta. So to go over those again, what are the big rules? Number 1, no chicken on pasta. We already know that's a bunk rule. Basically, what we're talking about is don't just stick a piece of meat on top of your pasta, no matter what it is. Your proteins and your pasta should be served separately unless the protein is part of the pasta sauce. Number 2, no cream in carbonara. You can make any kind of creamy pastas you want. You won't make anybody mad. No Italian, the Italian police are not going to come looking for you unless you call it carbonara. So just don't call it carbonara and you're good to go. Number 3, no breaking spaghetti. That's a hard and fast rule. There's no reason to ever break your long noodles. Those are going to be difficult for you to eat. So just don't do it. Learn how to eat pasta correctly. Number 4, no spoons for spaghetti. That's bunk. You can use the spoon. If it helps you eat your long noodles correctly, use the spoon. Nothing wrong with that. And number 5, the big one, no rinsing pasta. And we're going to stand by that one. So what other rules do you want to know about or talk about? Leave me some comments, bring them up, say how you do these things. We want to hear from you. And always remember that the most important ingredient is love.